2 of these rectangle cooking pans, and I actually wanted to create my own little like beaded tray. I keep seeing these trays. Oh, so now that I got that peeled off, you're gonna need a hot glue gun for this project. And then I picked up some random beads from Dollar Tree in the party section. These beads I think will work pretty well. You can also use these beads as well. I think they would work. For the bottom, I think I'm gonna use some of these larger beads for like the little feet. The first thing you wanna do is actually take your string of beads. So we have our beads here. My goal is to actually like take the beads and glue them like this. And then we'll basically shut the pan. I think these beads are just a lot easier to use, in my opinion, than taking all these little beads and gluing them one by one. And we love easy, right? Now that piece is glued down, I'm actually gonna glue down the other tray. And see, this is what the side looks like, and this is what this side is gonna look like. So I'm just gonna take hot glue and go all the way around. I decided on what I'm gonna do to fill this in and make it like smoother, but obviously I want the little beads to pop through still. So I'm actually going to be using this right here. It's sheetrock joint compound. So this is supposed to be for your wall. We're using it for this. And I'm literally just going to take a small amount of this, kind of work it into my hands a little bit so it's a little sticky, and then push it down into the grooves just like this. And then I'm going to push pretty hard so it gets down in there, but also you're able to still see the beads popping through. So I'm making this flush with the edge. And I just want to point out that this is so relaxing. It's just like grouting. I don't know if you guys have ever grouted like tile, but you're just like going back and forth, filling in the little gaps and exposing your little bead popping through. It's really fun to do, and I like the feel on my fingers, so it's like a good relaxing project. I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry, and then we're gonna move on to painting it. It needs to dry overnight. I wanted to tell you guys how I painted this. It was so simple. I took this house paint, like clump of it, and just literally caked it on here, which is why there's this like clump right here. But honestly, I love the texture it leaves behind because it gives that wood feel. And then I just took a brush and went back and forth like this. Now, as you can see, there's some little areas right here in the corners that are a little splotchy. So I was gonna see if I could go back over this just to make this look like it is wood. However, I do like the thin and dark strokes of the white, and I simply did this by lightly going over, and then I would take my brush and push it harder down in, and just to give those nice variations. As you can see, it does scratch right off, so I do recommend spraying a sealer over this when you're done. So I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and glue on my little feet, which are just these little beads. I hate when hot glue gets stuck to your hand and it just doesn't come off. I'm literally in the middle of something. Thank you. They're like cobwebs, it won't go away. I'm just gonna put some glue right here around the bead hole like that. And then I'm gonna just press it down in the corner. Not all the way to the edge, just like pretty close to it. So what I wanted to do was add a little bit of gray paint into this, and I'm not gonna do like a crazy ton, and then I'm gonna use this brush to just like feather it in a little bit. you're just gonna like draw random lines like this. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my brush and just go over it like this. I'll go back over it, a little bit of white. I'm just gonna take a wet sponge and just go over it like this. I'm gonna go over this just so it's whitewashed. Now, I don't think it's gonna like stick as well because it's watered down right now. It should be fine like brushing it onto the bead. It does create these lines that look like a wood, so I figured that would be good enough on the sides. As long as it's not silver. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of gray paint. I'm gonna focus the gray paint right over these beads and like lightly just rub them in like this. So just kind of go like that and rub it in. And then we'll go back over it with white. This is gonna help give it contrast so that those little beads pop out. Just like that. That's perfect. I'm just kind of lightly draping it right over these beads. I'm not pressing hard or anything. All right, that looks looking good. They're really popping out, which is awesome. I'll go ahead and let this dry. And then you could totally go ahead and spray this with a sealer just to seal that paint in. And you're good to go with your cute new little tray. I probably would not recommend putting food on this, considering the paint we just used. If you use a good sealer, you might be able to put food on it. I just highly recommend putting a plate, then the food on the plate if you're gonna use this for food. But other than that, I would just use it for home decor purpose only. I think it turned out really good. I love the whitewashed feel to it. And it's like a farmhousey boho mix, which is perfect. So this would be great to just elevate your space on a budget. You are so welcome.